Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Roblox World War II Community Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chillin5829, and this is your co-host, Yodbond.
The name's Yod. Yod Bond.
And today we will be interviewing ArchonParthenopaeus of the German Antarctic Expedition. Say hello.
Woo!
Hey,
So, before this podcast begins, I'd like to say that any information you want to know about what we do for this podcast is in the description down below, as always. And we also have a Discord now, so if you want to join, that is also now in the description. If you want to post your shit memes on our server, or if you feel like you have a better chance of contacting us through the server, by all means, join. We'll be happy to have you on board. So, without further ado, let's get into the questions.
If you want to post your good memes, however, you can get promoted in this server.
Yeah, we have a shit poster rule, so if you're actually good with posting shit memes, by all means, join the server. Now, anyways, let's get into the questions. So, Archon, when did you join Roblox, and how did you get involved in the World War II community?
well, the story goes back. I wasn't part of the World War II community initially. I had some accounts, and I was just like in some little family-related group, and I was like in the Wolfenstein sort of groups. Those alternative groups, and I was like trying to have some success in Star Wars groups, and then I was in the Wolfenstein. But later on, I moved on to Wolfenstein because the lore was beautiful. It kind of related to the game,
So you like fictionality?
something like that. So the whole thing was very attractive. And then I grew up in the ranks. I remember I was in a very great group, very great people out there, and I grew up till I reached General Major, and I left because I was learning about developing etc. Like these things, and then suddenly I was introduced to the World War II community by some of my old friends. Let's just mention here Max Thonen and Franz Kradek. That time his name was I don't know his old name, Demigod, something like this. And they introduced me into this community, and it was really beautiful because I had a lot of experience, um, experienced people, great people out there. So I said, well, this is a new chance for me to learn, and yeah, I joined back in 2016. So it was at that point there was a lot of drama going on in the community, and I was hearing about it, but I didn't understand it because I wasn't part of it. So by time I started to understand the whole thing, and it was pretty much surprising and very very impressive.
So you figured out that you joined in the middle of the crossfire between everybody's dramatic bullshit.
Of course, yeah.
Did somebody have to sit you down and like tell you the whole story of how the community started?
Yeah, I actually had no idea. I mean, things started to move on, and like I started to gain a lot of information by time, and people were telling me, there's someone named Lovisado. There's someone. I mean, I didn't hear about Nerfer. I heard about Nerfer just when TWA started. I swear to you, it was all General John and Lovisado related groups. That was like the main thing.
So you never heard of Nerfer Dude beforehand,
Hmm.
but you heard of like people like General John 12.
Yeah.
So you joined. You learned everything backwards, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was some sort of I was isolated because, as you know, I was all about alternative history. I wasn't a fan of historically accurate groups and all that. I wasn't at all familiar with this. The learning was very slow because I wasn't very interested about this type of stories, and I was sort of away because I was a developer, and that was the main issue.
So
Hmm.
when you joined this community and learned about its history, what are some of the notable groups that you joined when you first came into the community?
Oh, Well, obviously, I was sort of locked away from groups because I had a group with a friend of mine, and that group was very small. I was a developer in there, and he gave me a rank named the Reich Marshal, and I obviously didn't join at the time because he told me that there's a lot of drama going on, and he told me
Could
that
we cut back a sec, Arkin? When we
what.
asked the question, your audio screwed up, like the internet went weird.
Oh yeah, of course it did. Holy shit!
Um,
It's fine. We can do it again.
we'll just do it. Okay, again. So, are there any notable groups you joined in the beginning of the community?
I honestly didn't join a notable group. I once used an alt to join the Das Sanctus Imperium, something like this, a group that was German, that was
Das
leftist.
Saxony.
Mm, not really. It's Das Imperium Sanctus. That's the name of it. It was
Oh,
in
I
Latin.
remember that. Okay, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, it was in Latin, and that was one of the groups I tried to look at because it was quite big. But honestly, I didn't join groups that much. I didn't even like try to join them. I was just looking at them because I was busy with my own group, the group I told you about that my friend had, and it was like giving me a lot of projects to work on, mainly development, and it was really good because you had this experience from these alternative groups, alternative history groups, and then you were involved in a very complex development stuff, and you had to learn a lot. So all this simple. There was some issues between me and him, and then which led me to leave that little group of his and wait for a little bit. I went back to the old uh, Wolfenstein group. I was watching around, and then that day comes in when I made TGAE.
So, how did you come up with the German Antarctic expedition? What made you think of the Arctic when you made
Yeah,
this German group?
that's the greatest part of my history in this game. Um, well, it goes back to an era well before I joined Roblox itself. Um, as you may know, I'm a person who enjoys searching and reading stuff, etc. Mysticism on all these conspiracy theories, etc. And I like that. It's you can always find something interesting. And then I remember that I was always haunted by the story of the German Antarctic expedition and the whole conspiracy around it. And many people, if you go and ask them, they'll say, "Oh, they're Nazis." Oh, no, they're not Nazis. And when I search more, they're actually saying that these people are the kind of, I mean, in the conspiracy story, they say that these people were the guys who actually stole or like took all the advanced technologies from Germany back to the South Pole and allowed Germany to fall. Um, this
So
this was
you kind of got hooked on the idea that German conspiracy with
yeah,
Antarctica and whatnot.
yeah, yeah. It's so deep that it goes like deep as Atlantis, as all these ideas, because it's all related. I mean, they went there for secret research and deep black projects, stuff like that, and it was all fueled by secret societies. That's why we have this sort of reenactment of these secret societies, because they were the guys who helped fund and develop this expedition and other expeditions to other places around the world. And this was the story. This was why I wanted to make it into Roblox. But when I made it into Roblox, I had to invent some stuff. I had to make some, you had to be creative. Right? You had to allow people to be creative. So we kind of like an Everest group, expeditions like that. And we are somehow militaristic, so we can like defend what we're doing, like sort of doing projects, doing research.
So you combine the research elements with the conspiracy as well as like military technology and whatnot.
Exactly.
Right. What are some of your goals with the Antarctic expedition?
Well, since we are all about that's like we are some technocrats or something. So our goals are simple. Basically, on a group level, we want our group to continue on to survive all these. We found out that working with people in the World War II community would give us experience. We're all about experience. We just want to get experience. We just want to cooperate with people and learn about them and exchange knowledge, whether allies or axis. Um, things as such. And also, we want to achieve this a certain level of uniqueness in terms of maps, in terms of systems. I mean, even if you join us, you would find some different systems, like something called the Codex, for example, training manuals. Everything was had to be built so uniquely that no one else have or can do, possibly. It's like our goal is to be so elite in what we do, you know?
So basically be the best of what your conspiracy is based off of, essentially.
Yeah, we kind of had to take some parts in this, like take some parts of this conspiracy and putting in, but some parts of it are not possible to be projected into this platform because, like, for example, space explorations. I mean, holy crap, that's very crazy.
Nah. I mean,
See,
Yodban remembers here Krieg's moon base. Lusada's
yeah,
moon
That was
base.
fun.
crazy. No,
That was a
actually, there's
fun map.
about it.
Dude,
They
I
said-
joined that group to be in the fucking gas mode.
They said actually in the conspiracy I was reading it, they said, well, they nuked some people on Mars. That was crazy. I was like laughing, and I said, no, we can't do that. I said, okay, Hollow Earth, fine, Atlantis, fine, other civilizations, fine, but nuking Martians just so I can invade it with the U.S. No, that's a no-go zone.
Dude,
There's
come on, man. A Mars base is like a one-up from Lewis's moon base. You gotta you know, get some competition out of that, dude. Get a Mars base going, dude.
No, well, obviously would look like a great idea, but we we have some value, so we just like try not to appear like some of the people that actually have some dark history in this community. We try to look unique, and we try to bring about some new good values to the people so that we can share something positive. You see, so like if we go directly as Lewis did, we will just be painted,
Speaking of values, what are some of the values that you think are important to the our Antarctic expedition?
Within the expedition or outside, like the values we teach?
Within, like what do you make your soldiers follow when it comes to morals and like overall regulations?
Well, in our regulations, if you go and read the codex, the first thing we say is that respect, right? Mutual respect and understanding. The German Antarctic expedition is well known for its superiority in terms of values. We have people from all over the world, and I myself am not an American or a European, and I'm not white. I mean, white European. No, I have an Israeli citizen as my third in command. I have people from all over the world, Muslims, Christians, Jews. I have a lot of people in my group, and we are all living as one family.
So you embrace diversity.
We think that diversity, if utilized properly, could lead to unity, because after all, what unites us is the cause within our group. It's the brotherhood. It's seek of knowledge, seek of learning, and you try to be better every time. You try to fight, you try to struggle. TJE passed through a very tough storms that are very tough. Any group would die out, but we survived them because we had something. We believed in something. We said we can make it. We believe in human power. We don't believe in machines. We don't believe in that and that. We believe in human power, and that's what drives us forward.
So, what are some of the troubles that you just mentioned that have happened over the course of TJE's lifespan?
Many. I'm telling you, man, targeted. I mean, in the early days, we were targeted by exploiters and hackers, and they tried to maybe they tried to destroy our group in various ways. We had financial struggles, which like 90% of our troubles were related to finance and scripts. We had to pay from our pay by our own. We had to work alone, and try to struggle basically to learn to get better. We had also activity issues. We had these sort of issues where you're like you have to have an intelligence service so you don't get screwed by someone else somewhere in this community. So we had to develop along that way as well. It's like we developed a lot of complex systems.
So speaking about your like relationship with like scripters and other groups in the community, what is TJE's overall relationship with some of the greater powers in the community? Say RM 1940s or USM 1940s, like IRF, for example. How do your men and how do you view those groups?
Well, we believe that the community should grow, and powers should emerge. And our relations with we had great relations with a lot of groups. Recently, we cooperated very much with the IRF, with RM, with a lot of groups. We cooperated with RM back in KVD when KVD was around, Königreich von Deutschland, and we worked with several other groups, and especially the USM and the IRF. IRF was intelligence-based cooperation, and we worked with the USM recently, boosting each other's activity. Their activities are really fun, so basically it's our activity.
What are some of your personal goals or ambitions that you want to accomplish with TJE?
On a personal level, I just want my people, my group, my members, to seek more knowledge, to be greater leaders, and to keep the march going, to keep the cause alive after me, because I won't be here forever. There will be future leaders who will lead. So I want them to understand our values every day and their importance, and continue carrying these values, and continue being honest and powerful in what they do, and be creative.
So,
And carry.
so you mentioned saying how you weren't going to be on Roblox forever. Like, how long do you plan on staying on Roblox?
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
question.
I guess I stood here doing my duties like anyone else in the group for like a year and a half. So it's maximum like 2 years, because I had some experience before, and my time is like ticking. So a new leader must emerge. If not, other options would be utilized in this case. So yeah, basically 2019 would be like the end of ArchonParthenopaeus. Like there will be a new successor or something else that should be noted.
Do you feel as if groups need a constant shift in power for leaders to stay alive and to stay fresh?
Of course, if I tend to believe on a personal level that if you have a group on Roblox and you don't get cash from it, I think you should know that being a leader for a very long time won't be great. There are some people in your group, who survived with you, who fought with you, who loyal people. They should have the chance to see who's the best enough to lead them, because in the end we are family. In TJE we are family, and I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of every man there. every man, every woman, and I believe that one of them one day will take the torch of leadership and will carry on the mission, which is DJE's growth and survival um, under all conditions. This is my message to other groups. If you have loyalists, if you have friends, these are your brothers, these are your sisters. You should treat them fair. You should give them the opportunity to learn. You should teach them what you know, and you should allow them to know and give them a chance. Never be tough a lot, like, because if we are so much tough on each other, we won't reach anything. We need to be flexible. Sometimes tough, sometimes flexible, forgiving, teaching. You're a teacher. I mean, when you're a leader, it doesn't mean that you are powerful and you're over everything. No, you're just a soldier with a little bit of power to lead people. So technically, when someone joins your group, means he believes that you can do something for him. So you should like see that as an appreciation. You should give something in return. This is what every leader should know. Unfortunately, I see some people not respecting their own men, and that's very unfortunate. You are responsible, and you should feel this responsibility, and you should act properly through actions, through morally higher standard sort of behaviors to show that you're actually there, caring about what you're doing.
So do you feel as if the leader is to set an example for the troops?
Yes, very, very important. Moral first. Morals comes first. In my group, I always put a great exclamation point on people who have no morals. We try to support, but if they go out of the way, we get them out because they are seen as a threat to security and to stability. If people respect each other and understand each other, if dialogue was held between people, we will not have wars, we will not have conflicts. We just need to understand each other. After all, we're human. If we keep on fighting, means we cannot develop, means we're locked within our own desires, our own weakness. Our purpose is to learn and to advance. That's my own belief, and that's what I want my people to know.
So has politics at all in your group been a major factor in its development? Do you feel as if your group is politically motivated or that you're politically motivated on Roblox?
To be honest with you, no. Our standards, even in the Mystic Order, we despise politics, especially in our group. On Roblox, it's not a place for politics. And my message to people who are politically motivated, they should reevaluate this and try to bring politics to real life instead of a child game. Or, I mean, it's just a game. People come here to learn, to experience good things. And when you bring about politics in and you try to teach them, that's frankly stupid. And it's a crime. You know why? Because when you have children or people with you any age, right, any gender, coming in and playing, and then you brainwash them with some crappy politics, well, you're initially doing a crime because you don't allow them to go and seek knowledge and seek the true political ideology that they actually want and they actually feel good with. So I believe that my men should get political outside of Roblox. And I don't celebrate using politics on the game. We are not built upon politics, and we, in TGE, we despise it. We do political dialogue. We have a channel that's political talk. We debate, but we don't bring politics into the game, and we don't allow it. It's something like it's like treason. It can get you exiled. And for me, I'm not politically motivated to create TGE. And even though I have some political ideologies that I keep for myself, but I believe that, but I don't follow them like a maniac. I just think that they are philosophically better. But overall, politics should be, this should be noted, politics and all the systems were created to project power and to control people. You can't control people if they're dumb. So politics were created for a certain group of people to control another group of people. That's a fact.
So you view politics or more or less as a tool or a weapon in order to control the troops.
Yes, that's why I don't use it. That's why I don't like it. That's why I say don't use it in Roblox. If you want to control your troops, control them through your loyalty to them. Show them that you care about them. Show them that you're with them, and give them
So
something to fight for.
you view TJE as, or TGAE as more or less a military, in a sense.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah. A
No
system,
government.
military system, something like that.
Right.
A bit like a clan. You
What?
describe it like like an actual clan, where you want to pass on the torch to someone else, and you think leadership gets stale. That's literally what clans do.
Well, well, many of our people had experience in clans, and I had a lot of relations with people in clans, and they taught me much, and I learned much. Was watching, and my experience was all with the intelligence, so I had to know about that, and and frankly, the clans are better. I mean, if you're going to make a group, World War II or something, don't make it political. You will just get in trouble. Make it like a clan and avoid using political symbols and that. I mean, it's really bad. People used to do it, and I always said no, don't support that.
So you've had instances where people in the past in the group tried to insert politics into it.
Of course, a lot. I mean, imagine you just had people coming into your game and saying something offensive. That was getting me nervous, and that is why I had to revamp our intelligence services to, like, immediately when viewing someone doing something like that, report plus data ban. Very simple, and you had to record it as well, just in case someone comes in and report your game and like, oh, it's offensive, just so we can show it to the moderators and you solve the issue. It happened once, but it was very, very old, an old issue. But yeah, I had people trying to insert politics, and we solved that issue for once and for all.
As a result, with these people trying to be politically active in your group, did your expedition ever get stigmatized for ideology like fascism or National Socialism?
No. I mean, when it comes to the moderators of Roblox, we once had an issue with them, but from that point on, we never had an issue, because we believe that if you're going to play on a certain platform, you should respect its rules. If you don't respect its rules, then you don't deserve to be on this platform. There was one unfortunate thing, is that some people are ignorant enough to paint us with the same brush, right? And painting us along with the Axis and the dark events of World War II. It's very unfortunate, and we don't accept that. And it's very wrong. I guess it's very wrong, and it shouldn't be done. And it's very wrong to paint other people. You just don't know someone, you just come in and say, oh, you're a Nazi. Well, that's wrong. That's morally wrong. That's mentally wrong. It's very wrong. You shouldn't do that. I think that dialogue should be held, and I think that people should understand each other to not fall into these problems. We were painted once, and I proved to people that we don't support political ideologies on this game, and let alone on TGE. We don't support that. So yeah, instead, even political parties, we don't have them at all. I mean, you can see we have a nation named the Imperial Federation of New Schwabeland. It's a dead nation, basically. There is no funds to build it up. So people were telling me, hey, why not a political party? No, because when I digged a little bit deep into the conspiracy part about that, technically what they state is that these people, and if this conspiracy is true, and I'm saying it, maybe it's not, maybe it's true, maybe, I don't know, it's not up to me to prove it. They state that the researchers, that they don't have a political ideology, because when it goes deep into the occult and esotericism, there is no politics. It's all about a different philosophy, different system. Forget about the Earth and their systems. Like, as if you're traveling in time. It's something that has nothing to do with politics, like a utopia where everyone have knowledge and power, and everyone understands his own duties and regulations and laws. So he act friendly to other people. It's just this way how civilization works. And we think about it. We may do it on Roblox. We may like create a nation like that where people will. We don't have a political system, but instead we have a higher council of advisors and an imperial lordship, basically like that. But it sounds good, but to putting on it takes a lot of power.
This like sounds straight out of like the Institute from like Fallout 4 right now. I'm not gonna lie. Where you have
Something like that. I mean,
where
it's
you have
great.
like the father and like all the guy like all the guards and whatnot are like either synths or just like lower class people. No, but why do you view or why do you feel that other Axis leaders and groups get stigmatized for being National Socialist or associated with fascism when they clearly aren't?
Well, we should notice one thing. Um, we should always remember that some groups were falsely moderated. Why? Either their leaders were not smart enough to understand how moderation work and how and what they should respect and what they should like stay away from, etc. Or they were infiltrated by certain people who want them moderated. From my experience, I guess leaders should stay away from anything that has to do with the World War II theme. They can make a World War II group, but not to use World War II's German symbols, symbology, and political stuff, parties, political jokes on the game, Stahlhelm, stuff like that. I believe that I have to send that message to every Axis leader, and if they hear me, they should understand that. If you're going to make a World War II German group, make sure you use modern day Bundeswehr symbols, all right, uniforms. Weapons, you can use World War II things. You can use. You should basically maybe I think for helmets you need to use something else because there are some moderators who unfortunately comes in when they find a style helm they just like say, oh, you're a Nazi, get out, and that's a problem. I think more development should be done in this regard, so we can have a community that is safe, that enjoys diversity, that enjoys great values, so that people can enjoy the gameplay, so that groups can cooperate, so that groups will not engage in tensions and unfortunate fights that would lead to the content deletions of some groups, and that's frankly not good. That's my message. That's my belief.
Do you like how do you plan on trying to get rid of this stereotype where all Axis leaders and groups are viewed in this negative light? Do you have any plans to try and reverse that effect of how National Socialism basically is stereotyped on your groups?
Well, we are doing that through our values and through different means. We're actually doing our best to give an example to the others, to show to the people that we are actually honest about our goals. We had National Socialists joining TGAE, but one thing they have done is that they didn't portray or speak about their political ideologies on the platform. And that's a good thing, because they understood the laws in our group. We do not encourage people speaking, teaching, or preaching political ideologies. We had communists. We had people from different with different political colors, and we are going to be frank with the community. We will show them that we are not what they think we are. Frankly, this should be understood. And it's not good to paint people. Again, it's not good to paint people with things that they are not. That's very wrong. That's very, very wrong. And I'm not doing that. When someone is confirmed to be a National Socialist, there are the moderators who can take him down. If he owns a group and if he abuses the law, moderators are working so hard for the community. and security and safety is priority, and we should all respect that, and we should all support moderators when there is something wrong, when there's someone abusing the law. That's my belief in this situation.
So you feel as if the moderators are doing a good job when it comes to handling the situation with the World War II community?
I believe that they're trying their best, but they're not doing the best job. I think that they're trying their best because, there are some cases where false moderation or false reports were used to get groups down, and that was fueled by political reasons. You had groups fighting politically, and one group comes in and get another group kind of deleted, which is very wrong. So this is the case where moderators need our support. And I guess we have to find out about how to support moderators justly, moderate a group instead of falsely moderating it. We don't think that National Socialism enjoys a very, very great space on this platform as of now. I don't think that politically motivated groups, National Socialist groups, exist on Roblox. I respect people's political ideologies. Whatever ideology you have, I respect it. It's fine, but on Roblox, it's not correct to use it. And I believe that political groups are declining, right? And one day you will not find these groups anymore, because people will understand that if you want to exercise your political ideologies, exercise your political stances, you can go outside, you can protest, you can get in debates, that's fine. But on the game, no.
Do you believe that the community as a whole has since improved since you first joined?
On a personal level, I think that there's a struggle for improvement, but I don't believe that it's being done properly yet. If the community understands, especially the allied community, if they understand that because they have the power. Axis community have zero power, because every Axis group right now is deletable, is bannable. So the allied have sort of power. So they should understand how to use their power, and they should support people and support Axis groups acting correctly, enjoying freedom of acting, enjoying the gameplay, trying to be cooperative. I think someone have to have the ability to preach a new sense of responsibility to group leaders, especially in the Axis community. I think the community is developing, but slowly. I think a lot of things happen. Some of them are great, some of them are not, but overall, it's good. I think the community now enjoys a state of peace, where groups are trying to recover, are trying to cooperate. Recently, we had some great work with the USM, and I hope that the other groups will continue doing the same and develop positively. And on a personal level, I believe that every leader in the World War II community should understand that positively engaging in talks, in cooperation with other groups is good. Support each other, right, guys? Support each other. Just getting into debates and getting into problems is not a good thing. Try to work with each other. It's gonna work out. After all, you're all friends, and instead of fighting, you guys gonna lose. No one else will be losing other than you.
So you feel as if the community should more or less be focused on a more peaceful and cooperative setting rather than violent?
Yeah. Throw politics. If you want to exercise your politics, do it outside and come in and try to enjoy the gameplay, coming and try to enjoy playing with each other. It's a lot more fun if we engage in such system. We will have a peaceful community. We will grow powerfully, and we will cooperate. It's fine to share even technologies or or experience in the military and other stuff. It's really, really great, and I believe that people should do that.
Now, a similar question with if you think the community as a whole since improved, do you also feel as if Roblox has since improved its platform since you originally joined?
I think that Roblox is doing its best improving, but I think it'll be hard because you should know that not all moderators are the same. Some moderators would understand that, for example, you are not breaking the law, but when someone comes in and sees something in your group, they will like say, well, I think it's offensive and it should be removed, and they remove you. I think moderation should be worked on a little bit, and I think this is very important. And yes, Roblox is developing, is improving, and I wish if this improvement goes positively in terms of moderation. And I believe that they should at least give to us a brief explanation on how to be or how to make an access group on Roblox to enjoy the World War II community, how to make a group, and what are the things that we should stay away from, and what are the things that we should follow, etc. Like, they should be a little bit clear. They should like explain the story for us instead of leaving it empty of information and vague, so that people would like fall in mistake. I mean, it's very simple that people make a mistake.
If given the chance, what are some things that you would change to make this Roblox platform as a whole better for everyone?
If I had the ability, we obviously first we will work on convincing people to cooperate. When they're convinced, we will move forward to establish new rules, new regulations, new systems, and systems that work. We tried them in TGAE; they work. We would be happy to share our experience, to share our ideologies with people in regards to making groups, making systems, making intelligence services, making militaries, etc., things like such. It would be very great. And if we're given the power or the ability to exchange our knowledge with people, we will be happy to do so.
Well, I believe that is it for all the questions that we have for you, Archon. So it was a pleasure having you on.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting and unique one.
Yes. Well, with all things concluded, this has been your co-host, Chillin5829, and your co-host, Yodbond.
Yep.
And we'll be signing off. Be sure to join the Discord, be sure to contact us, etc. And
be sure to shitpost.
Yeah, shitpost as much as you possibly can.
Just follow the rules.
Yeah, just no traps. See ya.